dude's in the Netherlands. Look, if you can't be here, we have the technology. Okay, my friend, how you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Good. Well, hey, so you're in the Netherlands, right?
Yes.
Man, that's awesome. Peter, that's awesome. Appreciate you thinking enough of yourself to invest in yourself.
Thank you. I listened to all your audiobooks and I purchased your book, so I'm really into it. But I still I need some advice.
Okay, good. Let's do it, man. I want to help you.
Thank you. My biggest question is, Grant, about my business model, actually.
Okay.
What I do is a little bit comparable to your work. You focus on sales, I focus on cost reduction by reducing process waste in the companies. And actually I'm doing it 8 years now, but I hit the low point.
Okay.
So I just wonder what is going on, because.
So what? Hey, when were you last doing well?
2 years ago.
And what were you doing then?
I had a few big contracts, which was financed by the government.
Okay.
At health companies.
And so what you did was you got comfortable with those two deals, and then they went away.
Yeah, exactly. So sales was always a problem.
Yeah.
And still it is. So I really heavily focusing on sales, but it's not. It doesn't change within a few months. Yeah.
So Peter, like, this is what I always talk about, like the 10x rule, and then be obsessed or be average was like, everybody's fine until they're not.
Yeah.
The guys that are doing well, they think, oh man, I'm doing great, until you're not. And this was the whole, like, the whole thing I'm trying to do is wake people up to the point, like, look, you think things are good because you're making money today, but you're too reliant, too dependent upon too few. I did this the first probably 29 to maybe 40 years old. For the first 11 years of my business, I thought I'm going to go for a handful of people. I'm going to take care of them. But no matter how much I did to take care of them, they fell off anyway. By the way, when you became, before you retreated, okay, from the failures, the moment you were satisfied, Peter, and I want you to recognize this, so once we fix it, you don't do it again. When you got satisfied, that was retreating too. Okay, because if you're not expanding, you're retreating. Now, when I wrote that book, I said there's 4 levels of action, but actually the first one doesn't exist. The individual can't do nothing. It's impossible to do nothing. To do nothing, you consider doing something.
Yeah.
So if I wrote that book again, I would say, look, there's only 3 levels of action. Nothing is retreating, right? So if you're not doing something, you need to like reprogram yourself, redefine, hey, I'm not doing nothing. I'm actually going backwards.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not being lazy. I'm going in retreat.
Yeah.
So number one, like, we got to go back. We know you can do this, man.
Yeah.
You got the government contracts. You have a product people want.
Yeah.
So now the question is, how do you fill that pipeline up again so that you're not dependent upon 1 or 2 deals or the government? What else would you have added 2 years ago to your business had you not retreated?
I started 8 years ago with online trainings.
Okay.
Like your product, Cardone University.
Yeah.
I started doing something like that, but I was not successful with it. I had only a few online customers. So that's when this government contract came in. So I put all my energy into the delivery of that contract.
Right.
So I neglected my online presence, basically. And now I'm trying to get it back again because I believe in that. But yeah, it doesn't go very fast.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm very curious about, you said many times in your books, Grant, that you had at the beginning, you provided with workshops or training actually, or speaking engagements.
Yeah.
And you didn't have consulting.
I didn't have what?
Consultancy. So,
oh yeah, I didn't have a consult. Yeah. Look, here's the deal, man. Look, Peter, you're in a space that really nobody wants. They say they want it, but they don't.
How do you mean that?
People don't want. People know they need self-improvement. It's not what they do. People do not. The mass majority of population Earth is not into self-improvement. Mm-hmm. The guy's got to want help. Most people are satisfied. Most people are in retreat mode. So you're trying to convince people that want to retreat. See, it'd be like me talking to you 2 years ago. Peter, don't rely on those 2 contracts, man. Mm-hmm. Don't rely on it. And you'd have been like, dude, I'm making a lot of money right now. There was no talking to you 2 years ago. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So the planet basically is 8 billion people. This is why I say, look, I want to meet 8 billion people. Look, it's not that I want to really meet 8 billion people. I have to meet 8 billion to find the 800 million that actually want to change. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because most people do not want to change. They say they do. Mm-hmm. They might read a passage about it. They go to church on Sundays. They look at some bullshit on the internet. But dude, most people do not want to pay the price. They are not willing to do whatever it takes, which means I got to give something up.
Okay.
So like you got to give something up here. Your model's broken. Yeah. Okay. You're look at the big companies. People are buying phones, they buy cereal, they buy tampons, they buy toilet tissue, they buy food, they take a leak. What are the things people do every day? They piss, they poop, they sleep. Dude, if you have to do it, they do it. Otherwise, people don't do anything. Mm-hmm. The rest of the time, it's TV, bullshit, tabloids, watching the news, reporting the garbage, right? Just being sheep, like sheep-like. So now, that being said, you want to help people, but most people don't actually want help. So what's the product in between that?
Yeah.
Or dude, you got to get your name so big, which takes a long time. You got to get your name so big that small percentage, that 2 or 3% of the population, I'm only talking to maybe 2 or 3%. I'm talking to the 2 and 3%ers, the 5%ers. The people that read my books, listen to my podcasts, the people that come on Coach, they're such a small, that's why the first thing I did today was thank you. Thank you, dude, for wanting to do something. Mm-hmm. Because there's so few people out there that actually want to do something. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you that to tell you this. Your business model is terrible.
Yeah.
Because it's dependent upon a very, very small percentage of people.